So I just made a crazy decision, leaving everything in America to travel to Bihar. But what I saw here completely changed how I see India and how wrong all of the negative comments on social media are. So today I want to talk about the 10 biggest lessons Bihar taught me about India and what we have to learn from Biharis as soon as possible. And I'll be going from the smallest to the one that breaks literally all you know about India and Indian history. But let's get right into it. So in case you didn't know, the internet doesn't seem to like Bihar, with comments like, Bihar is to India what India is to the world. But Bihar turned out to be the one place that actually made me fall in love with India. Because the first lesson I learned is that Indians need to treat Biharis better if India as a nation also wants others to treat them better. I mean, just think about it for a second, bro. Like, foreigners make fun of India without visiting India, right? But I noticed many Indians also make fun of Bihar without knowing anything about you guys. Like in big cities like Delhi and Mumbai, people would just spit out the word Bihari as an insult, no matter how good a person you are. Can you believe that? So maybe the biggest change India needs right now is to respect every single person from the state of Bihar. And the next thing you know, America sees that and they love you. Canada and Japan also loves you. Maybe it's that simple. But it doesn't get more simple than the insane comments on the internet saying how well nothing important was ever invented in India. Bro, Bihar and Biharis alone invented so much more stuff than the internet is willing to admit. The concept of zero, bro. Can you imagine a world without any zero and everything is like 26262? Wait, is that a pin number to my bank account? Bro, that invention of zero came to life in the region what we now know as Patna, the lovely capital of Bihar. I was there and totally love it. And Nalanda University, literally the ancient university that changed the world. A bicycle that can ride on water, which I would love to have. And even the origin of the stupa, aka this pointy looking stuff, can all be traced back to Bihar. So please show it to me how India invented nothing when Bihar invented more useful stuff than the entirety of Asia. Also, I'm by no means an expert on this one, but there's a whole list of stuff invented by the people here. Like an easy way to pump water, a different way to make coffee, and air pollution. They're already inventing ways to reduce the pollution, bro. Give me one Indian state that is more awesome than this. I bet you cannot. But oh no, it didn't stop there. Because the next lesson Biharis taught me was that India is a nation of love. And Indians truly are the best people in the world. And as always, Biharis are the living proof of that. But let me explain to you. Because many of my Indian friends have insecurities about what others think about Indians in general. To the point where you might get worried about what people really think about you in real life. But everyone I have met from India, especially in Bihar, has been just as kind as you can imagine. Like, bro, if a random tourist can be welcomed by the locals as much as I have, then I think India and Bihar deserve all the love you can give. The same way that sub button deserves to be smashed by you in case you don't want to miss any videos like this ever again. Family really is everything. If you don't know that already, well, you can come to Bihar to learn what it means to be family. Like, my Bihari friends would go to other states, go abroad, do anything to support their family, and they also have to travel so far, change platforms, and train so many times just to see their family, like mom and dad, maybe once a year. And in this day and age when nobody wants to maintain a family, I'm glad Biharis still put their family first. And one of the biggest differences I've noticed here is that if you don't know how to talk to someone in other Indian states, like that's it, nothing to talk about. But here, if you bring up their family, like how's your mom, how they all doing, bro, they can talk for the next hour without even pausing, and you two instantly become best friends. I'm not even kidding. But what if I told you that without Bihar, there wouldn't even be an India? What if the history of Bihar is the actual history of India? Crazy, right? So Bihar, formerly known as the ancient kingdom of Magadha, that sounds so awesome, completely shaped India through countless empires, like the Maurya and the Gupta. It was pretty much the intellectual and political center of ancient India. And if y'all think, oh, that's too old, and it doesn't matter? Bro, then how about this? Bihar was absolutely pivotal in Gandhi's mission and the independence movement. So how can you love the India you see today without taking Bihar seriously? The next way Bihar totally changed my view of India also has to do with history, but not the boring kind, okay? The empire this, kingdom that, well, that part is over. Thank gosh. But instead of blaming Bihar and Biharis for the bad economy, we really need to look deeper at who's to blame. When the state came under British rule, they brought in so many policies that quite literally screw over the farmers and their right to own the land. And as a result of their, I say, dumb British decisions, many industries in Bihar, especially farming, took a massive hit to the point that if you visit the villages nowadays, they're still suffering from the generational poverty from hundreds of years ago. So if what's happening in Bihar today cannot and should not all be blamed on the locals for a few reasons obvious to us all, then why do you see so much hate? Why do people make fun of Bihar? Why not go after the tea-drinking bastards in the UK? I'm saying none of this makes any sense to me. Oh, but you don't have to make sense to know that the food in Bihar is so good that everything else in other states all becomes tasteless the moment you come to the beautiful state of Bihar and eat what I ate. Like, Indian food is good, I totally agree. But Bihari food, man, they better serve this in heaven or God shall hear my complaint. The next one is that Biharis work so hard with not nearly enough in return. I'm saying working class Biharis are always seen as the hardest working in all of India. And people still make fun of Biharis for working hard. Like, what kind of broken logic is that? And lesson number 9, never take online seriously ever. They said all crimes are being done by Biharis even outside of Bihar. But I look it up, okay? I'm like an Asian detective Pikachu. But the Indian tourists arrested in Thailand for stealing a lot of stuff, they are not Bihari. None of them were. Biharis ain't running the scam call centers. They are literally in other states and sometimes even in Bangladesh. Oh my gosh, can y'all show me one real thing the internet says about Bihar that is actually written by human brain? And if I still had little remaining trust in social media before coming to Bihar, then I'm saying it's all gone. Nothing. Absolutely 0% of trust in anything they're saying anymore. And zero was invented in Bihar, remember? But the biggest way my trip to Bihar completely changed how I see India is that Bihar truly is the hidden gem of India. Even if those haters tell you there are no tourist attractions and nobody comes here, brother, Bihar is literally taking the spot of India's top tourist place with Bodh Gaya, and sooner or later, most tourists you see, they'll skip the Taj Mahal, ignore the India Gate, and just go straight to Bihar. Like most of my non-Indian friends, I kid you not, who have never visited India, but they somehow all know about Gaya. So who is to say that in 10 to 20 years, a great chunk of Indian GDP will have to heavily rely on the tourist money over in Bihar? I guess what I want to say is that Bihar reminded me of why I love India in the first place. You know, whenever I was lost here, and especially at night, it can be chaotic, right? But wherever I was in Bihar, small towns, villages, big cities, that doesn't matter, bro. People always have time to help me out. And that love is what makes India, India. But that's why I can never forgive Americans completely destroying the online image of India by spreading nothing but lies. Cause in this video, I'm going over the worst things Americans still believe about India. And trust me, you never want to click on that.